Howdy folks, Jörg here again from dreamlandresort.com. Today I'm going to take you up to a very remote gate of Area 51 in the northern Groom Mountain Range near Rachel. The gate is featured in a YouTube video where you can see two dirt bike riders being harassed by security. As far as I can tell, they did not cross the boundary and security is acting very, very aggressive. I've never seen them act that way, and I really don't think they would act that way. So personally, I think the video was staged, but I don't know that for a fact. Let's go up there and you can take a look for yourself. Let's do this. We're heading towards the Groom Mountain Range on a dirt road known as Stewart Well Road. As you can see, the road is actually in pretty good shape. It is used and maintained by the rancher who runs his cattle here. Up ahead on the right, you can see a water tank that he set up here for his cattle. If we could hike up to the top of the mountain range ahead, we would be looking down into Immigrant Valley with Area 51 on the south end. Unfortunately, the perimeter runs along this side of the mountains, and the top is already in the restricted area. And of course, like everywhere else around the restricted area, we are setting off road sensors. So security probably already knows that we are approaching the border. They will probably send a vehicle from the nearby back gate to see what we're up to. As long as we don't cross the border, they will only watch us from a distance, and there is no reason for them to intervene. Of course, things would be completely different if we were to cross a line. We would be detained immediately. Then a sheriff's deputy would be called from Alamo to arrest us or to issue a citation. The minimum fine for trespassing is $1,000. So even if we're not arrested, the joyride would cost us a lot of money and create a lot of hassle that we don't need. And folks, you don't want that either. Trust me, there is no point. You're still far away from Area 51 and it is not worth it. We are now pretty close to the entrance to the restricted area, and as you can see, we are in a small valley between mountain ranges. We have to proceed a little careful now. There's no barrier or fence at the border, only warning signs that tell us that it is illegal for us to continue. I haven't seen any security yet, but they are definitely on their way up. And we don't want to be perceived as a threat, so we slowly make our way up the road until we see the warning signs. There may also be cameras on the ridges to our left and right that are watching us. Today these things are so small that you can't even see them with binoculars. If I were in charge of security, I would hide a few cameras on hillsides so that security can see who is going up here. Here on the right is a small trail that goes up the hill and you can see fresh tracks. Security likes to park up there to keep an eye on people in the area. Let me take a look. Nope, I don't see anyone up there yet. This road is very remote and there is no through traffic except for security patrolling the road occasionally. In that respect, if we have a vehicle problem up here, we have a real problem. If we break down up here, we are looking at a long hike back to Rachel, or at least to a point where we get cell service again. So let's hope everything goes well. We're almost there. As we go around the bend up ahead, we should be able to see the signs. Careful around the bend. And yes, there are the signs. Well, there you go, folks. This is it. The hidden entrance to Area 51. The signs mark the boundary. As I mentioned earlier, there is no fence and no gate. Nothing to prevent you from blowing right past the signs if you're not careful. We have the usual signs: no drone zone, warning, US Air Force installation, and a lot of ominous fine print. So this is it for us. Time to park the truck and take a look around. Luckily, there is a parking area off the road just outside the line. Let's take a closer look at the warning signs. We don't want to stay here for too long, to where security might think that we're up to no good. The guys have been a bit on edge lately, and well, no point in pushing it too far. As we walk towards the signs, we are heading right towards the invisible border. Folks, take this really serious. Don't step over the line marked by the signs, not even a foot. Bad things would happen. You're probably being watched by cameras somewhere in the mountains to the left or to the right, and it's just not worth pushing your luck here. Let's take a look here. Again, the no drone zone and some fine print that you can read for yourself. Definitely take the part about not flying drones seriously. The no photography part on this sign and the one across the road, on the other hand, really has no enforceable legal basis. Okay, now let's take a look over here. No trespassing, the relevant statute, and all the bad things that will happen if you ignore the sign. You will pay $1,000 and you may even go to jail. Definitely not worth it. Another warning sign, similar to the one at most of the gates. US Air Force installation, it is not permitted to enter and you are subject to search if you do. And that will be the least of your problems. Not a good idea. We are totally legal to go right up to the line, but no further. From here, it is still another 30 miles to Area 51. I just heard a small propeller plane overhead at medium altitude. Unfortunately, I can't see it from here, but it could easily be a drone dispatched from a mission nearby to investigate who tripped the sensors. I can't be sure, but I know that this airspace is normally closed to civilian pilots. So if you hear a propeller plane around here, it's usually something military. Okay, here is the view down towards Rachel and back towards the warning signs. We are pretty much right on the border and we're not going any further. Well, look at that. We are now looking at the signs with the zoom lens, and then we zoom in on a hill ahead of us, a little over half a mile inside the restricted area. Is that a camera or a transmitter? That looks like a repeater for the road sensors that are buried on the side of the road leading up here. I tripped a total of 5 sensors on my way up, between the water tank and the gate. The sensors detected us and reported our approach to Area 51 through this repeater. The main receiver for the road sensor signals is on Bald Mountain, but the sensors on this road do not have line of sight to Baldy, So a repeater is needed to relay the signal. I was wondering about that. Well, there you go. Another Area 51 mystery solved. I see a solar panel, so the repeater is probably powered by solar and doesn't need a lot of maintenance. A similar repeater is also located a few miles away to relay the signals from the Back Gate Road to Bald Mountain in a similar fashion. As I mentioned earlier, this is the place where the two dirt bike riders in the YouTube video were allegedly harassed by security. If you have seen the video, you may recognize the area. Again, I think the video was staged, or if not, the cameras were having a seriously bad day. In all the years, I've never seen them act that way without a reason. They usually keep their distance as long as you don't cross the border. It is beautiful country up here, but I think we have seen about all we came up here to see. So we will make our way back down to Rachel and keep an eye out for camels heading our way. There are some blind curves in the road, and if you go too fast, you may have a close encounter with them. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this little video. See you next time for another exciting mission. Until then, check out my Dreamland Resort website and please subscribe to my channel.